Transformers 3.
Years from now, they're gonna ask, where were you when they took over the planet?
You'll be fine, I promise.
It's over. I'm sorry, but it's over.
Well, it's better than Green Lantern, and really, that's all that matters. I mean, this movie is really bad, but I could go on for hours, so I'll just give you the short rundown. I did not feel like I wasted my time, especially since I went with a friend to see it. So I had a little bit of fun watching it. So let's get the good things out of the way. First, the action is a lot better. I can actually see what's going on. It's not, jumbling the camera and everything's all so close you can't even tell what's doing what and where's everything moving. There is a great scene where Optimus kills Megatron in some badass fashion. Oh, spoiler. And there's also a nice little chase scene with Bumblebee, and there's some cool little robots here and there. Yeah. But that's about it. The story doesn't really make no sense and has no continuity with any of the other movies. Right now, we're just discovering that there's this ship on the moon that crash landed 40 years ago and has just been sitting there. It turns out Megatron was on his way to Earth to meet up with that, even though he was looking for the Allspark in the first one, but whatever. Megatron was on his way to meet up with this ship to make a deal with the former Autobot leader, Sentinel Prime. But really, anyone that's coming to these things doesn't really care about the story. However, the movie thinks that we do, so it's on about an hour and a half of watching Sam trying to get a job, trying to figure out the plot, a bunch of funny antics. Oh yeah, so of course his parents show up in an RV to park right in front of his apartment, I don't know why, in the middle of a city. They decide just to start living there for some reason. Because, we need comic relief constantly in this movie in order for us not to get bored and start thinking too hard. And during the movie, Sam was like, oh shit, I wish I could be with the Autobots going on missions instead of, sitting here trying to find a job and all this other stupid crap. And I felt the same way. I don't want to follow this douche around dealing with his girlfriend issues and job issues. What the hell? This is Transformers. I want to see Autobots and Decepticons duking it out constantly. My friend described the first half of this movie as a Seinfeld episode on steroids, and it's pretty much true. It's like a high-budgeted Seinfeld episode in the beginning, with all the quirky characters and people acting crazy just to act crazy and shit. And overall, the comedy works. Michael Bay proves once again that he can direct a comedy better than he can direct an action movie. And once again, the Transformers are only in 10% of their actual movie. Half the time, we're just following Sam around, like always. When the shit actually hits the fan and the Transformers teleport to Earth with all the Decepticons and everything, and there's this plot of them trying to teleport their planet into our solar system somehow without fucking shit up, but I'm not sure how that would work, considering when you introduce another planet into a orbit or even collide them or whatever the hell they're planning on doing. I think it would just end up destroying them both in the long run. But hey, fuck logic. Especially in this movie, I really am serious, fuck logic. But anyways, when the shit hits the fan and we're having this big fight scene in the city, instead of following the Autobots and Decepticons fighting, we have to follow Sam and his Soldier Boy Expendables as they try to save his girlfriend. And then Sam and his soldier crew get in trouble when this Tremor Doom-like Decepticon attacks the building. And out of nowhere, I'm not sure when he got it back, but Optimus shows up with his flight pack and saves them, kills the Tremor thing. I didn't even know he killed it. He just shot it a bunch of times. I didn't even know that thing was dead. I just assume it's dead because we don't see it for the rest of the movie. And after he saves him, instantly, his flight gear gets destroyed and he gets tied up in a crane. And these other Autobots at the ground have to try to cut him loose. And so, it's another about 20 minutes of following Sam and the soldiers as they try to save his girlfriend and try to destroy this teleporter that's about to destroy the Earth, instead of watching the Autobots actually fight things. I swear, the editing is just all over the place in this movie, and the Autobots know exactly when to show up. Right when Sam is about to die, once again, Bumblebee swoops out of nowhere and saves him. And then, not even a minute later, we get an announcement that Bumblebee and all the Autobots have been captured. Except for Optimus, of course, and these other 2 Autobots. But by that time, I forgot about them. Yeah, not even a minute later, we get an announcement that they're all captured. Why are they even capturing them? Why don't they just kill them? Oh, and right when I was thinking that, there's this human that works for the Decepticons, but there's no reason he should be working for them. The only reason he has been working for them, really, is because it's against his own will, really. And in the end, when they pretty much announce that they're going to destroy the Earth in order to rebuild Cybertron, he really has nothing to gain. I don't know what the hell he thinks he's going to gain after they complete their goals. What is... they're not... You don't think they're just going to crush you like a bug, little man? But whatever. He suggests that they should just kill the Autobots right then and there and stop taking prisoners. And Soundwave is like, wow, that's a good idea. Great thinking. And yeah, I was thinking that he was just going to kill them right there. No, he just leaves them alone and he prepares to kill the Autobots. And of course, we don't even know how they even got captured. We didn't get to see them get captured because we're following the stupid humans instead of the Autobots. I wanted to see the robots fighting and shit, not the fucking humans fumbling around and trying to find the girlfriend and trying to destroy the building. Most of the other Decepticon characters just growl. We only get a few more of them. We get Soundwave, finally, who's not a satellite this time, and we get Starscream still, and Megatron's all looking like an outlaw with a fucking rag over his head. And he bows down to Sentinel instantly, of course. Whatever. And in the most weird way, I cannot believe it, but Sam's girlfriend manages to convince Megatron to betray the main villain, Sentinel, by saying that after this is all over, Megatron is just going to be his bitch and won't be in charge. So, Sentinel and Optimus are fighting at this point, and Sentinel's about to kill Optimus when Megatron comes out of nowhere and kills Sentinel pretty much. And Megatron afterwards is like, you know what, Optimus, we're cool. I just want to be in charge. Besides, what would you do without me? And Optimus is like, let's find out. And he pulls out an axe and hits him in the face and rips out his skull. And I gotta admit, that was pretty fucking badass. I mean, the way it was shot and everything, I could actually see it, unlike other movies. But that was actually kind of cool. And it was kind of brutal to think about it, but whatever. I mean, it's just so stupid. Why did Megatron even think Optimus would actually yield to him and be like, you know what, Megatron, even though you're weak as fuck and I've killed you multiple times, you know what, I'm just gonna give up and bow down to you, even though I'm completely capable. And then, even though that was kind of brutal and that not to be topped, he turns to Sentinel, who can no longer fight. He's pretty much just like crawling around. And he gets all Punisher on his ass. Pulls out a gun and double taps him right in the fucking head. And I was just like, damn! Optimus, don't fuck around. That was actually kind of refreshing to see the hero actually take matters into his own hands and kill the fucking villain right then and there. He's not like, no, we're gonna lock you up or some stupid shit like that. Like, that's what I was talking about earlier with other movies, like all of them when it comes to these sorts of things. The hero literally pulls out a gun and fucking kills him. That was actually kind of awesome, kind of shocking in a way, just because I never seen that. You never really get to see that too often in movies like this. They're kind of meant to be little sci-fi and lighthearted or whatever the hell. I mean, half the time the villains do themselves in some stupid fashion. But this one, Optimus is like, no, you're not getting away from me. Boom! So, the day is saved, Cybertron gets destroyed as it looks like, and I'm wondering how the hell the movie was 2.5 hours long because, well, we didn't get to see that many Transformers do their thing because, of course, we had to follow Sam and all these silly humans. Ugh. But despite all my complaints, the point is I was not bored and it was better than Green Lantern and Dylan Dog. So, by all means, watch at your own risk. And besides, pretty much all the Decepticons were killed and unless there was something in the credits later on, because I got the hell out of there as fast as I could, we can wait for a new director to come along and probably reboot the damn thing. So, with that, goodbye.